What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cjthecheesedj here, and we are back with another top 10. And today, as you guys can see, we're going with the general consensus of things in the last top 10 videos. And today, we're taking a look at top 10 easiest herbivores to tame. So these are going to be exclusive to guys that pretty much don't eat meat, which is, obviously included in the title because herbivores don't eat meat. They're plant-based predators. Not predators, that doesn't make sense. They're plant-based prey, I guess you could say. So yeah, guys, we're going to jump into a list of 10 of the easiest herbivore creatures to tame in all of Ark. So let's jump into it. Now, coming in at number 10, we have none other than the roll rat. Now, the roll rat is exclusive only to Aberration, unless of course you're on one of those cross cluster servers where you can transfer your roll rats across. But this guy is pretty simple to tame. The reason he's at number 10 is because he can be a little bit difficult. All you need, though, is you need to find a beehive located around Aberration, which there are plenty of. You can normally find them stuck around the bottom, like around the giant trees down there, and it does help to find them. You can find plenty of the beehives in the first area, and just let yourself die. Once you die, you can simply respawn, pick the honey off your body if the bees kill you, and tame up your roll rat like that. And you guys just saw there, they are a passive tame. All you need to do is wait for them to burrow underground, toss your honey in. You can't actually do it while there's no roll rat around you. So you can see here we've got honey in our final slot. No, we don't. We did have honey in our final slot. That's why we were able to throw it at the roll rat. But you can see there, once you do that, all you need to do, there you go, you can see there, is the roll rat will dig up and consume it. And then you've got yourselves a roll rat. Now, obviously, if it's a higher level, you will need to repeat this process a couple of times. But it's pretty straightforward and very simple. Did you just eat that? You did too, you cheeky little shit. So yeah, guys, that's why the roll rat is number 10 on this list. Now, coming in at number 9, you can actually see him just casually strolling behind us. At number 9, we have the Megaloceros. Now, the Megaloceros is easily one of the easiest creatures to tame. However, the reason he's been on number 9, or she, or whatever you want to call them, is mainly because they're located in the redwoods. And as you guys know, the redwoods are really not the most forgiving of places to be. They can be really harsh and, well, they're just packed with Troodons. Need I say any more than that? As well as the Troodons, there's also tons of Microraptors involved in there, so you really kind of want to just avoid the redwood area in general. However, these guys are one of the easiest creatures to come out of the redwoods in terms of taming. All you need to do, which you'll notice is a recurring pattern in this video, is bowler them. Try to bowler them at least. I mean, we got one. Well, okay, this is embarrassing. Okay, well, we're just going to go with the test subject that we got. Now, all you need to do is bowler them, and you can simply just trank them. Now, these guys do have headshot modifiers, I believe, but once then, they're pretty simple tames to knock out. They don't take much to knock out. There we go, you can see there, this level 85 is knocked out just like that. Once they've knocked out, all you need to do, chuck some Mijo berries on them, and they'll slowly tame up. Obviously, these guys do have kibbles, all dinos have kibble. So, you can bring the kibble and that makes it a heck of a lot easier. But these guys are still at their base herbivores. And you can see we do have our taming rates turned up, obviously, for the purposes of this video. But you can see here, that's why these guys are number 9 on this list. Simply bowler, trank, which you'll notice is a very recurring theme in this video. Bowlering and tranking. Now, the creature coming up at number 8 is, well, you can see this beauty in front of us, the Equus. These guys are a real easy cinch to tame on Ragnarok. Pretty much the reason being because if you spawn in the Highlands, which is that area located over there, there's actually a rock carrot farm where you can gather rock carrots, which will allow you to tame up the Equises. Whenever I start on a Ragnarok map, this is the first spot I go to just to get the Equus because they are the easiest tames to get. You do need to be level 15, I believe, to actually tame these guys up. Is it 15 or is it 35? I can't remember off the top of my head. But all you need to do is ensure you have rock carrots in the last slot in your inventory. You can see there we've got 100. Sneak up to the Equus and slowly but surely, these guys are annoying, but when they stop, you can get them. Come on, just stop moving for me for the purposes of the video. There we go. And all you need to do is walk up to it, press triangle, and you'll then activate the riding animation where the Equus will actually run and buck around. And you have to actually just press triangle when it pops up in the corner saying you need to feed this Equus a carrot. Otherwise, you'll get knocked off the Equus, and the Equus will lose taming effectiveness. These guys are really easy to tame just because all you need to do is simply sit back and press triangle every 30 or 45 seconds to tame these guys up. And you'll have yourselves an Equus. Now, on non-Ragnarok maps, you do actually need to farm up the crop for it. But that is very simple in itself. All you need to do is get some small crop plots going, stick them near some water, put some animal poo in it, and put the seed in it, and it'll take you no time to get enough rock carrots to actually tame up yourselves an Equus. That is why the Equus is number 8 on this list. Alrighty guys, now number 7 we have the Diplodocus. The Diplodocus is higher than the Equus just because if you're not on a Ragnarok map, getting an Equus can be a little bit more tedious than it is getting a Diplodocus. As you guys can see, this guy's trying to push our Equus away with a lot of enthusiasm. It doesn't look like he's getting very far, but hey, we're giving him points for trying. So the Diplodocus can either be a passive tame or a knockout tame. Now, if he is a passive tame, all you need to do is walk up to his butthole, which I'm guessing is in this general vicinity, press triangle or the primary key on it, and then feed him the berry. Now, you can feed him Mejo berries, or you can use the kibble, obviously. You can use any berry, in fact. You just have to make sure, if you do use any berry, just strap yourselves in, because it's going to be for a very long time. I'm pretty sure we've got our taming rates at, like, times 100, and we've only fed him one berry, and it's at 20%. So, you're going to be there for a while. Now, you can obviously use the knockout method. These guys have a ton of torpor as well, so do be careful of that. And if you are standing near any cliffs, you want to be careful of that as well, because these guys will knock you off and they can send you plummeting towards your death. So it's entirely up to you how you want to tame these guys up, but they are one of the easier tames to knock out. However, like I said, I do have to keep this list limited to 10, so that's why this guy is number 7. He's, oh god, and that is what I mean about fall damage and being knocked off a cliff. So you can knock him out. It does take a lot of torpor damage to knock these guys out. My advice is to definitely go with the passive option. You can just kind of stand behind them and feed them. Once you've fed them once, you can actually run off and just leave them be, and then come back and you should be able to feed them a whole bunch of berries at once, because their food meter has slowly drained since that first berry that you put into them. So yeah guys, make sure that you insert the berries into their butthole or the kibble, and you'll have yourselves a Diplodocus in no time. And coming in at number 6, guys, you should have seen this guy coming in on the list at some point. We have the Phiomia, otherwise known as the Poo Pig. Now, this guy is very similar to the Megaloceros, if not easier than the Megaloceros, due to these guys' huge food capabilities and the reason that they just scoff down any food you put in their inventory. Now, these guys are really easy to knock out. Their torpor isn't too high. You do have to be careful, though. Make sure you do have bowlers with you. Otherwise, you can kiss this guy goodbye, because he will outrun you. And it's surprising how fast these guys are, but then they're really slow when you tame them up. And you can see just how fast he eats. He eats ridiculously fast. And just like that, you've got yourselves a Phiomia. There's nothing really else to say about the Phiomia. Other than that, he's a really easy tame, because all you need to do is bowler and trank. And you'll notice that the next dinosaur on this list is also very similar in that regard. Now, like I said, number 5 is very similar to the Phiomia. At number 5, we have the Parasaur. This guy is essentially exactly the same as the Phiomia in that he just is a passive fleer. So that means the moment you attack him, he'll run away from you. The moment anything attacks him, it'll start running. So you want to make sure that you bring bowlers for these guys. Even if you're trying to kill the Parasaurs, if you craft up a couple of bowlers, it definitely helps when you need to get some hide or meat or anything like that. But all you need to do is aim for their head, shoot some trank darts at them, shoot some trank arrows, shoot some slingshot rocks at them, even club them. That is all it takes to knock out a Parasaur. These guys are really easy beginner tames to start off with, and they eat relatively fast. You know, they're not obviously on par with the Phiomia, but they can eat pretty fast, and they tame up really quickly. So guys, like I said, number 5 is the Parasaur. That is pretty much all there is for the trank. Oh no, there's a couple more. So guys, so we're going to continue on with the list, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far. Now, the dino coming in at number 4 is none other than the Lystrosaurus. This guy is a real cinch to tame up. He's a passive tame, very similar to the Diplodocus and the Equus, in that all you need to tame him up is a bunch of Mejo berries in the last slot of your inventory. Once you do that, all you need to do is walk up to him, simply press triangle or your primary button, you can see there. All you need to do is press triangle, and this guy will tame up. Just like that. Now, the reason this guy is number 4 on the list and not higher is because of their rarity. These guys don't appear as common as some of the other creatures that will be making an appearance on this list. So that is why the Lystrosaurus is number 4 on this list. But other than that, there's nothing really else to say about this little guy. Now, coming in at number 3, we have this heckin' little adorable fox dude, the Jerboa. This guy is freaking so cute. And the reason he's at number 3 and not higher on this list is because he's only found on Scorched Earth and Ragnarok at the moment. He isn't implemented in any of the other maps, so that makes him a little bit rarer than the other creatures that'll be on this list. Now, all you need to do to tame this guy is simply knock him out. Now, you can choose to knock him out with your fists, which is definitely an option. Or, I don't know if you can actually bowler these guys. Can you bowler these guys? You can bowler them. Just be very careful if you do knock them out with your fists, not to kill them if you've got a bit of melee damage to yourself, because these guys are very fragile. You can see even when they're asleep, they're adorable. So you can see there that dart took quite a bit of health away from him. Now, all you need to do once you've simply knocked him out is chuck some berries into him. And there you go. Just like that, you've got yourselves a little friendly companion with a trank dart in his head. Does that stay on him? Is that still on you, little guy? Yep. See? Classic Jerboa. Look at that. Oh, it's not even... he's a bloody unicorn. He's not a Jerboa anymore. He's a unicorn Jerboa. So, guys, the Jerboa is number 3 on this list. Look how cute this guy is. Now, coming in at number 2, we have all of the light creatures. Now, the reason the light creatures are at number 2 and we're not classifying a single one of them is that because they're all real passive tames. Now, obviously, you've got the Feather Flight and the Shinehorn, which lie deeper in Aberration and are a little bit more harder to get. But the Bulbdog and the Glowtail are very simpler to get. You know, you can find these guys around the starting area. The Bulbdogs just wander everywhere, and the Glowtails are located in the cave near the entrance to the main starting area, and all you need to do is feed them their favorite mushroom, and just like that, you've got yourselves a light creature. So the light creatures are coming in at number 2. This might differentiate a few of you. Some of you might agree, some of you might not. It depends on how you look at things. So guys, the light creatures come in at number 2 on this list. And finally, coming in at number 1, you all should have definitely seen this coming, we have the Dodo. The Dodo is, in my opinion, the easiest creature to tame across all maps. There's just so many of them. They are on all of the maps, and you can pretty much tame them wherever you are, whenever you want, and they're just really simple to tame up. Like I said with the previous creatures, all you need to do is either punch this guy in the face until he decides to go to sleep, or you can trank them as well. It's entirely up to you, but the reason why they're so easy to tame is because they have little to no torpor. There you go, you can see this guy out like a light, just like that. All you need to do is chuck berries on them. You don't actually have to use Mijo berries. You can use any of the other berries. And you've got yourselves a friendly little Dodo. There he is there in all his cuteness. Now, these guys are kind of adorable. They're not as cute as a Jerboa, but that doesn't have anything to do with this list. So, guys, the Dodo is number 1 on this list. Hopefully, you guys agree with it. If you do, don't forget to leave a like in the comments. Let me know whether or not you... What is our Jerboa doing? Get off our face. What are you doing, little guy? Since when do they sit like that on you? Oh, wait, do they sit like... Okay, whatever. So, guys, let me know if you agreed with our list or not. Let me know if there'd be any changes that you guys think should be on there. Let me know if you've got any other ideas for any other top 10s you guys would like to see. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one.